Okay, I think I turned it on. And Kaia is your host. Yeah. What are you doing? Yeah. Hi, I'm Liam. This will be a Switch 2 unboxing video, although I'll probably talk about a couple other things as well, but mostly it's the Switch 2. Yeah. What are you doing? Okay. Okay. So we'll just jump right into it first. So I was able to get in a pre-order at Walmart, and luckily it actually went through. And this is the Mario Kart World Edition, and I'm using edition very loosely because, as far as I know, it's just a download code in here. Nintendo stuff never seems to be sealed, so I have. Oh, it actually is. See, I lied right off the bat. It is sealed. So I'm glad I got the pocket knife because I didn't think I was even gonna need it. Shows what I know. Shows what I know. Okay, there we go. And then typical, it's got the kind of fold out tab, which I don't usually care for. I don't know why they don't make these better. But, oh. And then it opens like that, which I should have expected. And first thing to note is that this is the Switch, and the screen is facing up through just a thin piece of cardboard. So if you didn't hear this already, there was a GameStop, and I don't know where, but they were stapling the receipts to the boxes, and so they were destroying the screens inside. I think it was just a single GameStop, but still, that was what a mess that is. So I think that's really interesting. The new Joy-Cons are also right on top. Supposedly they're magnetic, so we'll see if we can just kind of find out, or if it needs to be like powered or something. You wouldn't think so. So we'll get that out. It's a lot lighter and thinner than I thought it might be. I thought it would be quite a bit heavier actually, so that's nice. You know, you get used to like the Steam Deck and stuff, which weighs a ton. And then I see stuff in here. How do I open it? Ah, there it goes. That is the Mario Kart World thingy. It's like a scratch off thing, so you can't steal my code. That's just health and safety, which nobody really cares about. HDMI cable. Is it Nintendo branded? It is. I always like that they brand their cables. I don't know why. It's just a funny thing instead of a generic one. Because I don't think Sony or Microsoft brand their stuff. So it's just kind of cool. Looks like some wrist straps for the Joy-Cons, which we'll probably never use, but I guess never say never and all that. And then what else do we have? This is pretty weirdly. It's just like angled up, which is strange. It doesn't actually fit. Huh. I don't know why it's like that. That is odd. But this looks like a Joy-Con holder. Nothing too interesting again. Hopefully they're just kind of magnetic. I don't know. Joy-Cons, they sound really cool, so we'll have to, let's see if we can just find that out real fast. That's not a Joy-Con. That's a strap. Let's take one of these out. Let's see. It's kind of nice that they're color-coded. Does it just kind of... Yep, snaps right on. I don't know if you could hear that pretty well. Yeah. I'm looking at the camera woman. How does it come off? Is the question. Does it just pull off? No, there's a little release up top, just like the old ones. Although this is much better. The old ones, I think, they have a slide or something. I don't know. There's more of a pain. This is just a button. So I like that a lot. That's great. Then presumably that's a power adapter. I think it's up to like 60, I want to say 67 watts, 69 watts. I don't know if I can read this. My poor eyesight is going. Does it say on here? I'm just going to waste a lot of time trying to read this. Watts. 60. It looks like the max output is 60 on this. The old one was something like 39, I think. So this is a lot more power. Yeah, that's very nice. Even fast charging and stuff on your phone is maybe 35 at most. So that's, yeah, that's a lot of power for a portable. I don't know how much the Steam Deck does. I don't think it's that much offhand. Maybe it's around the same. I don't know. And there's the dock, which is a lot rounder. I can see my other one there, which is square. It also, I have it mounted to the wall, the old Switch, and the Switch 1. And I think this is similar dimensions, but it's wider, so I can't use the same wall mount. So of course you got to buy a new wall mount. So that's, you know, it's always something. But that was the Switch unboxing. So if that's all you wanted to see, that's pretty much it. I didn't expect it to be complicated, and it largely was not. I managed to not spill everything out onto the floor. So that's a win in my book. We'll just kind of set this stuff here. Oh, actually, let's put the Joy-Cons on it, because I thought if anybody was curious about the scale and you hadn't seen the many Reddit posts, and you know, maybe you casually found my video of all videos, which would be unlikely. You can see my rinky-dink setup, which is even rinkier and dinkier than before. If you've seen any of my, if you miraculously saw any of my older unboxing videos, because at least then we had the folding card table with that was my parents, and I can't remember if they seized it or if we gave it back to them, or it's somewhere, I don't know. My camera woman is pointing in the spare bedroom. Is it still in there? I didn't think it was in there still. Okay, well,
behind the couch.
Then I just didn't see it. It's behind the couch. Okay, so we'll set the box down, and I'm not sure how well you'll be able to really get scale from there, but at least it'll be something. Get the old Switch. I didn't have this ready like I should have. Okay, so let's turn this off. Also, I turned this on so I could unpair the Switch Pro controllers so I can repair them with the new one. And I saw some stuff was updating, and it's got these game key cards now, which is just a total mess. I like the console, I like the games, but man, I do not like Nintendo. That company is just abysmal. But which is great to say on a Switch video, right? I guess I won't be a Nintendo partner anytime soon to shill their stuff. That probably gives you a pretty good idea. And then I've got a Steam Deck here. This is going to be a little embarrassing because it's an embarrassment of riches. If I can get the JSOX case off of it. So the Steam Deck is huge, of course. I also have a kickstand on this. Is it that much bigger? It's a lot bigger. It's a lot thicker. So the Steam Deck is still a monster. And if anybody's curious, I actually have, camera woman's not gonna know what this is, but this is a Retroid Pocket 5? Yeah, the new, whatever the latest one is, the 5. I was actually playing, it's tiny, but it is pretty awesome because I was playing some Dreamcast games on it, like Power Stone 2 and Soul Calibur, because you can, if anybody cares, you can buy Soul Calibur on, say, like Xbox. I think it's still available, but it's like the arcade version, so there's no single player content, so that's kind of unfortunate. And the Capcom Classics games, they're arcade versions, so they don't have, like Power Stone 2, I was so excited about. It's one of my favorite games, but it doesn't have the single player content, so there's only so much I could do with it. So
isn't that my Steam Deck?
The camera woman's going on about it being her Steam Deck, but I don't recall any such negotiation. or seizure, which is how it usually goes. It's just a seizure negotiation. Who am I kidding? All right. I guess I could leave this here in case anybody just wants to, I don't know, look at it. Beats looking at me. But there's still a few accessories and stuff to talk about, but if that's all you wanted to see, then you can tune out. The only game I fully bought was Cyberpunk because I'm, I don't know, one of those people who actually loves Cyberpunk and has since launch, believe it or not. And it helps when you have a powerful PC too, but I played it mostly on Xbox One X, and it was great. I mean, it crashed half a dozen times, but considering the 100 hours I put into it, that's all right. And yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing how this runs in handheld. It runs pretty well because of DLSS. It looks like it works pretty great docked. But again, I'm curious handheld, so I'm looking forward to trying this. It also is fully on the cart, and I believe only installs 2.6 gigs onto your device, so it runs mostly off the cart. So it's really cool if anybody's into that. I like physical media, so that's really, really neat. And also because I like physical media and so many things are game key cards, because Nintendo pretty much only gave people the option, developers or publishers, I suppose, of 60 gig cards, which are, kind of expensive to make, or key cards, which is just digital in a box. So everybody's just choosing digital in a box because that's the cheapest for publishers. But yeah, if anybody kind of knows why, or wants to know why I really only bought this game, maybe I'll get something like Bravely Default, the remaster, which is like $40. I'll just get that digital. But yeah, it was just not a lot. I also spent $10 on the Breath of the Wild upgrade, and it might be about it. Oh, I also got digitally No Man's Sky because they have a Switch 2 upgrade, and I played it a little bit prior to this on PS4, maybe, whatever it was, and I liked it well enough, so I think that would be fun to try again. Anyway, moving on. This is a game charging kit. I don't know if you can see from there. It's ONN, which is like the Walmart branded stuff, which is usually good stuff, believe it or not, because it's not like the employees at Walmart make this stuff. It's, it's all the people in wherever, China and Taiwan and whoever. This one's made in Vietnam, so whoever makes this stuff on Amazon makes this stuff too. But this is a charging brick, but it was only $20, and that's insane because this charges up to 67 watts max. That is wild, because I don't think you could spend $20 on a charger that's 35 watts. That's half this. So even if you don't use it for the Switch, I would look for this and try to find it. It took me 3 times ordering it because Walmart kept canceling the order. I don't know why. Maybe because everyone was trying to get it and they just didn't have enough, but I got one just before making this video. It came, so that's really cool. I also got, again, you can see from Walmart, a micro SD express card, which is 512 gigs. I had to order this a couple of times as well, and this just made it here before the video too, because somebody tried to deliver it this morning, and I guess they couldn't find my apartment, which is the first time that's ever happened. So luckily they just sent it back, and the guy, didn't have an issue, because I don't know why someone would, but yeah. Again, if this is your first kind of interaction with the Switch 2, they take these new express cards instead of the old SD cards. So it'll have a big, well, I say big on these tiny little cards. It'll have an EX. EX is kind of the symbol to make sure you're getting. Don't get extreme or anything like that. It's express. So you have to get that. And then a screen protector, which I thought about putting on while we were recording, but then I thought I might be too nervous, so that's probably a bad idea. I think it has a guide in here. These run between $5 and $10, so you shouldn't have any problem. Just make sure you're not getting a matte covered one, because you'd really only want that if you are out in the sun all the time. Like maybe you got it for your lunch breaks at work and you sit outside. That I could understand, but otherwise you just want a regular tempered glass, whatever protector. Just don't get matte unless you're in the sun with it a lot. This is a case. It's actually really thin. I'm not sure how well that comes across. Actually, why don't I take it out? which I say that. I also didn't plan, I clearly didn't plan much of anything. But this was maybe $12. It was not expensive. Does it say on here what, because it's not like it's a real brand. Pro Case, it says on here. If that's any help at all, I got it on Amazon. There's lots of contours for the buttons and the back grips. Although I have heard that people still don't like the grips very much. You know, that never really seemed to bother me, frankly, but you know, it might other people. Let's see, does that fit pretty? Ooh, it is very snug in there, which, you know, might sound great. Yeah, it's very snug. And it is, except I also got a JSOX, this was the more expensive thing, JSOX dockable case. And I don't know if it'll fit in here, but hey, you can always return it. This case is great though. I mean, I assume the JSOX one is. I think that was $20, but this is really cool. I don't know how well stuff like this comes across, but it's really nice. I'm pretty stunned. Yeah, so that's highly recommended if you don't need to, like I just discussed, put like a case on the Switch. If you just need a carrying case, this seems like it's really great, especially for the $12, $13 I spent. I think it was 12 and change, but. And then just the last couple things. I mentioned the GameStop stapling. That's why the tablet's here, because I knew I'd forget stuff. Let's see. Oh, there's a great video, because there's not a lot of info out right now, like with performance and things like that. But Digital Foundry did a great video with Arkham Knight to kind of test backwards compatibility, not knowing if it would just be kind of straight emulation. So Arkham Knight notoriously is the worst running game on Switch, performance-wise, at least major game. And, you know, it would get down into like 10 FPS, let's say. And, but now it holds pretty much a steady 30, so it's getting some kind of boost. We don't know all the specifics yet, but backwards compatibility seems to work great, which is just, I think that's really great. I think that's really important since so little released with it as far as first party games or new games. And so having a backwards compatible library is just really great, much like the PlayStation 5 when that released. So I'm very excited about that. And then, so we're basically done. And I just wanted to mention that I got this great little fan. I think this was, it wasn't the cheapest thing, but it was like $20, and I bet you can't even hear it. Like it's got multiple settings. You'll hear it when I turn it up. But yeah, I had it on the first setting, and you can feel it, and the stand is really flexible and sturdy and like stiff. Charges quick. It's great. I'm probably gonna give those as gifts at some point, because that's really neat. That was just a fun little find from that I think I got this morning, and it's really cool. Hopefully it'll last a while. And lastly, if you have cats, which you saw one of them before, the camera woman got this fishing pole toy, which I highly recommend because they go bonkers for it. And like, I didn't think anything would supplant their love of the laser pointer, but this pretty much has. Now, one of the cats just stands in the kitchen where she thinks it is and just screams because she just wants the fishing toy. You just hold down a button. I don't have it in front of me, but because they'll go crazy. I thought about showing it, but it has an orange fish on the end, and right next to it's like a rubber glowing ball. I think that's one of the reasons they really like it, because they can see it really easily because the ball flashes different colors, and you can just sort of release it and reel it in. So I can kind of stand still and hurl it around the apartment. And
she's the one that likes it. You can see her head.
Oh, can you see her in
just
the
a bit?
Yeah. What are you doing? I can't get you to do anything. Yeah. What?
Yeah, you're not interested right now. Okay, well, yeah, was there anything else? Oh, I wanted to plug people that I have no affiliation with just because I'm listening to the Weekly Planet all the time. They do Caravan of Garbage, and I love those guys, so watch and listen to them. The Camera Woman likes them too. Joe Blow I watch occasionally for their like TV retrospectives. Those are fun. Many a True Nerd, although I really would only recommend the old stuff now, which hurts me to say. I still kind of watch some of his new stuff, but his old stuff is great, especially if you like Fallout or the Bethesda games or the Total War games. Stellaris that series is fun. Spiffing Brit, I think everybody knows. Oh, and for speaking of PlayStation, Final Fantasy Tactics is back, and I'm gonna get the collector's edition if I can afford it, and it's like my favorite game of all time, and I'm so excited. It's been rumored for years and years and years, and it's finally happening, and I'm pumped. It's coming out on Switch and PS5, so if you don't know that game, emulate it, buy it on PS1. There's a PSP War of the Lions version. It looks like you'll be able to kind of pick and choose, at least between a couple versions on the new release. And sorry, it's hot. I live in Arizona, and we turned off the AC so I could do this. And yeah, I'm starting to sweat. But yeah, so those are some of the things that I'm excited about. I'm also really excited about this because the Camera Woman and I will be playing Mario Kart World. Maybe we'll have time to give that a try tonight. If not, all this weekend. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Yeah. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. Is there anything else? I can't think of anything else. Nope. All right. Bye.